Hosting the Quantum Shift podcast over 2 years ago, I knew I wanted to change my name, and I practiced with stuff. And so I used my confirmation name when I was confirmed, and I was Catholic. The name on my candle said Katryn Anastasia Trudell, and actually spelled cat across the top. That was fitting for a while, and I tried that, but when I would say it, it didn't feel right in my body. It didn't flow. The same thing with my middle name, Melissa. I tried on some different last names in my ancestry, and all I loved them and appreciated them and honored them, it just didn't seem to fit. So in line with some of the information that I brought, we just wanted a fresh start. Psychologically, branding, short names tend to brand.
Sacred trust, holistic perspectives, and dynamic growth. Join us on a journey to cultivate the inner peace you need to maximize your business success and humanistic excellence.
Hey, it's Katryn, and welcome back to the show. So today, we're going to talk about the energy of a name change and 3 reasons why someone would change their name. We're going to talk about energetically 7 reasons and break this down, or 7 energies of the change. 2, we'll talk about 22 practical and purposeful reasons why someone would initiate and go forward with a name change. And then 3, if you're still sticking around, I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I chose to change my name and go from Kat Moulton to Katryn Rose. So stay tuned. I'm so excited for this topic. I've been planning it for quite a while and waiting till the timing was right and the feeling was right about presenting my own name change. So in alignment with that, we will talk about the energy of it. So the energy of a name change can be multifaceted and deeply symbolic. It often signifies transition, transformation, and the beginning of a new chapter in a person's life. So here are 7 detailed reasons energetically about changing your name. So 1 is renewal, right? A name change can represent a fresh start or a rebirth, leaving behind the old and embracing the new identity of a phase in your life. So the second reason, or the second energy, is empowerment. Choosing a name or a new name can feel very empowering to an individual. It gives control over the identity and how people are perceived in the world. The third is liberation, and it kind of goes with that feeling of empowerment, at least to me. So for some people, changing their name is a form of liberation away from the past and perhaps previous relationships, family ties, or personal history that they wish to move away from. And for some people, that can often be related to trauma or other things. So the fourth energy is independence. It can symbolize independence and self-determination, making a decision to stand apart from societal expectations or even family traditions. Now, there's nothing wrong with tradition, and there's many great things about it, but sometimes people need a separation from that for certain reasons. The 5th reason is energy self-expression. A new name can reflect an individual's self-image, their personality, their beliefs or aspirations, and it helps enable them to fully express who they are or whom they wish to become. The 6th energy is alignment, one of my favorite words if you've followed me on this show for a couple of years. And in the cases of gender transition or spiritual evolution, a name change can bring about a feeling of alignment between one's inner senses and one's outward identity. And the 7th is connectivity. Adopting a name that naturally reflects the culture, the spiritual or familial heritage can enhance a sense of connection to one's family roots. So on an energetic level, and this is what we've been talking about with these 7 highlights, a name change can be very powerful. It's an act of claiming one's space in the world. It can affect how individuals view themselves and interact with others in real time, and potentially altering their personal narrative and trajectory. And in this work that I do about releasing our personal story, honoring it and owning it and releasing it. A name change can be very effective for some people. And it carries significant emotional weight that can be both exhilarating and challenging at the same time as people adapt to their chosen identity and how others actually respond to it. So on an energetic level, those are the 7 reasons. I want to dive into briefly each explanation, 22 practical reasons or known reasons that people might embark on a name change. So the first one, and I alluded to, I will talk about my name change at the end. Number 1 is marriage or divorce. So people often change their last name after getting married or divorcing and adopting their spouse's surname or reverting to a maiden name, or in my case, picking a completely different name. The second reason is already alluded to as well. Number 2, gender transition. Individuals undergoing gender transition may change their first name or sometimes even their first and last name to one that aligns with their gender identity. The third reason is dissatisfaction. Some people simply do not like their given name, their birth name, and opt for one that feels that suits them better or is easier to pronounce and spell. Okay, number 4, professional reasons. Entertainers, writers, and other public figures sometimes adopt stage names or pen names that are more memorable or more marketable. Keep this one in mind when we jump cut to my explanation. And so number 5 is cultural integration. Sometimes immigrants may change their names to assimilate more easily into a new culture or culture at the turn of the century. In this country, in the United States, that was very common. Okay, number 6, we're on to 6. Religious conversion. Converting to a new religion may prompt individuals to choose a name that reflects their religious identity. Number 7, privacy or safety, and I found this to be a big one. Victims of abuse, harassment, or those who wish to live in distance from others that have hurt them from a negative past, from trauma, may change their names for anonymity or just to feel safe and not hear the name that they were called during acts of violence or other challenging times. So names carry significant personal, cultural, and legal implications for people, which is why the decision to change one's name can stem from variously deep personal reasons. We've listed 7. Let's move on to the next 7. Okay, family relations. Adoptees of new names sometimes change their names after finding their biological family to better reflect their adoptive family's name. It happens. Okay, this one I found really interesting, especially because of the work I do. Number 9 is astrology and numerology. Some individuals may change their last names based on beliefs in numerology or astrology, where certain names are thought to bring more luck or align with one's astrological chart. So if that's you, that's interesting. Number 10, celebrity influence. Fans of celebrities or public figures may adopt their idol's name out of admiration. Have you ever known anyone to do that? I have not, but that's a curious one. Okay, number 11, honoring someone. Changing a name can be a tribute to a mentor, friend, or even a deceased loved one. I have an interesting story. My father's uncle, one of his uncles had passed away as an infant. He never knew them. And then later on, when there was another son born, they chose the same name. To some, it is weird, and to some, it was honoring. So there's all kinds of reasons people will do that. Number 12, here's a big one for some people, witness protection. For reasons of security, individuals entering that type of program, witness protection programs, are given new identities, including names for their safety and for their fresh start. Number 13, corporate branding. Entrepreneurs may legally change their name or change their brand name for marketing purposes to enhance brand recognition. Again, remember this one when I talk about my name change. Number 14, political statements. Individuals may change their names to make a statement or support a cause that they believe in deeply. So all of these reasons that we're touching on capture the diverse motivations behind a name change. It goes beyond just the energetic reasons, but infuses these really personal ones. And it illustrates that such a personal decision can be influenced by many, many different factors beyond the more commonly known ones that we think about. So here are the last 8 that I'm going to dive into, number 15 through number 22. 15 is spelling and pronunciation. If a name is constantly misspelled or mispronounced, it can cause frustration with some individuals or even embarrassment, leading to people to opt for a name that's easier to spell and easier to say and makes, their everyday life a little bit easier for them. Number 16, a psychological fresh start. This kind of is in alignment with a few of the other reasons. Not all of these are mutually exclusive, but kind of meshed together. After a major life event, such as overcoming an illness, surviving an accident, undergoing a significant personal development in a positive way, an individual might change their name to represent the new identity or the new outlook on life. Okay, number 17, alignment with self-image. So some people might feel that their birth name, again, doesn't reflect who they are or their personality traits, or more so who they've become if they've done a lot of growth and shifting in their life. Adopting a name that feels more fitting can be an external expression of one's self-image or the persona they wish to represent in the world. And I have to tell you, regarding my own branding name change, I tried it on for a long time, and I tried on a few variations of it and others to see what felt right for me, instead of arbitrarily picking something that just really didn't land. Okay, so number 18, legal regularization. In certain cases, normal nicknames used since childhood are adopted as the formal name, or the formal identity on paperwork, especially if nicknames have become a person's primary identity within their community or for most of their life. Number 19, disownment or family estrangement. A person may change their name to disassociate from family members due to estrangement for different reasons that lead to emotional detachment from the family unit and cause a sense of safe separation for the individual. Okay, number 20, compatibility with a partner. Beyond marriage conventions, some couples create a completely new last name that symbolizes their union, distinct from either person's surname, as a joint venture with their future together. So that means instead of taking on the husband's name, or even a husband or partner taking on the wife's name, they just come up with a third one altogether that really fits their union. Okay, number 21, euphony and personal branding. Individuals, particularly in creative fields, may change their name because they want something that rolls off the tongue more melodiously, or builds a cohesive and attractive personal brand. And like I said, when I was practicing and embodying what fit for me, that was part of the process. And lastly, number 22, social and peer acceptance, especially relevant for younger individuals or those in less inclusive environments. Changing one's name may sometimes be a bid for better integration or acceptance within a social group. So I hope that you have enjoyed listening to these 7 different energies and 22 different reasons someone may change their name, and that you can appreciate the depth and the breadth of considerations that people go to and lead up to this choice and finally following through with changing their name, and demonstrating to you that this is not just a legal process, but a very intricate personal decision that feels right for someone in their life. So if I have left any reasons out, or you can think of any more reasons that someone may have changed their name or that you yourself may have, put it in the comments below. I'd love to know to embellish and refine this in the future. Okay, so a bit about me for those of you that have been following me or know me. My birth name is not Kat Moulton, it's Katryn. My maiden name is something else, and my married name is Kat Moulton. I've been gone by Kat since before I met my husband, And Kat Moulton was just my name for 23, 24, 25 years. I don't know, something like that. I'm going through a divorce, and I'm also going through a business rebrand. And that name just hasn't fit for a long time. It fits for the realtor, it fits for other things, but it just doesn't fit with the evolution of all the work that I've integrated and put together. So some of you may know that Kat, and I shortened my name to that, is a nickname for Katryn, many variations of Katryn, such as Katerina, Caitlin, or Kathleen. And it is of Greek origin and it means pure. And I love that meaning and I wanted to keep that meaning with it. So I'm switching to Katryn. It is a variation. It's Catherine without the H. And actually it is the way my deceased meme used to pronounce it in her broken French. She said Katryn because she could not say the traditional TH as we say it in the United States. So Katryn just seemed like a normal fit. People can still call me Kat. It's all good. It's just the evolution of that name that I am keeping. Okay, Moulton. For some, it's an Old English surname. It is originated in places like England. It actually means mule or town or settlement. And this is my husband's last name, but it's not even his birth name. His name was changed when he was a child. And I just wanted something that energetically fit me, that like in, these things that I went through, there are many reasons. One is separation, but not because something bad happened or a negative. It's just a fresh new start. And that is my name, not my name. That is not his last name. It is, however, my children's name. So I will, of course, answer to it and honor it as always. So I went with Katryn Rose. I already told you a little bit about Katryn, a variation of Katryn. Rose because it was my youngest child's middle name, my sister-in-law's middle name, and a name that's always resonated with me. It has much rich historical and symbolic significance. If you believe in energy healing and Hertz levels, roses are the supposed highest resonating plant in the plant kingdom, or flower for that matter, resonating about 320 hertz. And I just loved all of that. We can even look back in history. There was a history major about the war of the roses and so many things. Roses have just been pertinent through our history. They also mean beauty and passion and connection to the divine, which are all things that I choose to embody. So that is why the name Rose. But I have to tell you, I played with it for a long time. When I was hosting the Quantum Shift podcast over 2 years ago, I knew I wanted to change my name. And I practiced with stuff. And so I used my confirmation name when I was confirmed and I was Catholic. The name on my candle said Catherine Anastasia Trudell and actually spelled cat across the top. That was fitting for a while. And I tried that, but when I would say it, it didn't feel right in my body. It didn't flow. The same thing with my middle name, Melissa. I tried on some different last names in my ancestry, and all I loved them and appreciated them and honored them, it just didn't seem to fit. So in line with some of the information that I brought, we just wanted a fresh start. Psychologically, branding, short names tend to brand well. Look at Teal Swan, right? 2 short names, Rose Gold. I don't know, so many other names. Those are the 2 that pop to mind. Mine has 3 syllables, Katryn Rose. So I love that. It flavors me, it fits me, it feels right. And in this work I do about embodiment, and we always take it back to the body. One of the questions in the Fire and Ice process, who do you need to become to have what you want? What do you need to embody? So I finally fully embodied the name, and I'm rolling it out. So I hope that sheds some light on some explanation. I know I've been told by other people, oh, it's been confusing. I don't know what to call you, Kat or Katryn or Moulton or Rose or yada, yada, yada. Kat or Katryn is fine. Catherine still works. As always, it's my birth name, and my parents, still call me that on occasion. So thank you for listening. I hope that if you are curious about name changes or have considered changing your name, that you take some time to do it and do some reflection. You could ask yourself some reflection questions about, why is it important for me to change my name? What would be the effect of that on me psychologically? What names resonate with me and why? You might want to look up the meanings and see how it feels in the body. So don't take it lightly. Some of you might have been downloaded with instantaneous inspiration and you're going with that, and that's good too. There's no one right path. Thank you for listening to my path. I hope this has been useful for you. If you liked this video, please put a comment down below and subscribe to the channel so we can bring you more interesting and offbeat content. Have a great day.